Struggle is true. All my people stand firm, and I will stand with you. Struggle is real. Struggle is true.
Aloha and welcome back to another episode of the Defeating Can't podcast. I'm Andy Bestwick, founder of the Can brand and host of the Defeating Can't podcast. A couple of months ago, the Can brand was invited to contribute to the Hawaiʻi Great Teachers Seminar, a remarkable retreat where approximately 55 of the University of Hawaiʻi's most dedicated and accomplished educators gather for a week of learning, reflection, and community at the Kilauea military camp on the Big Island. At a time when education is changing faster than ever, it's an opportunity for these incredible teachers to invest in themselves, learn from one another, and return to their students renewed, inspired, and ready to make a difference. We put together a modest care package that included a can beanie for every participant. We knew they'd be spending time near Kilauea Volcano, where the evenings are surprisingly cold. So it felt like a small but meaningful way to support them. We also included our canned goal cards, hoping they'd encourage each other to write something down meaningful, what's next, and what they believe in. Our connection to the seminar came through Colleen, a teacher and member of the Hawaiʻi Great Teachers Seminar. Colleen is Keali'i Ka'imanau's sister-in-law. As many of you know, Keali'i is a great friend of ours and a business partner in the spirit of Can. Through Colleen, I was introduced to Dr. Erin Thompson and Amy Shiroma, and eventually to this conversation. The more I learned about their mission, the more I realized how deeply it connected with my own story. Junior college changed my life. They also call it Last Chance U. I wasn't the strongest student in high school, but a community college gave me a second chance. More importantly, it gave me professors who believed in me before I fully believed in myself. They challenged me, encouraged me, and gave me a future I couldn't yet see. That's why this conversation means so much to me. The Hawaiʻi Great Teachers Seminar exists to invest in people who invest in all of us. They create space where teachers can recharge, reconnect with their purpose, and return to the classrooms inspired to change even more lives. I hope you enjoy this conversation as much as I did. All
There
better.
you go.
Guys are the best.
Oh
I
my
usually
God, we're recording.
Yes, we've
It's so
done it.
good to see you.
So good to see you.
Is it over there? West Coast?
Yeah. I'm in Vegas. So
Oh, you're in Vegas.
yeah, Henderson actually. Yep.
Oh, where all of Hawaii is.
True. My
Yeah.
my cable guy that came out yesterday from, I can't remember, Leeward side, and then his wife is from Kekaha on Kauai,
Mhm.
and it was just hilarious. It was, of course, so hooked him up with
Aw.
some canned gear, and he hooked me up with my cable.
Nice
I
little
have,
bartering there.
Yeah, yep. But yeah,
Wow.
super awesome. It is kind of nice when people come over from Hawaii. I don't want them to leave. I'm like, can we just talk a little longer?
Oh,
It's
I
just the
love
pace and
that.
all of it. You know what I mean? It's just great to connect with people. So it's
Mhm.
good city for that, luckily. But nothing like the original. And you're both on Oahu.
Yes.
Where are you recording out of today? Is it a home or the school?
We're in my apartment in Mililani.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. All right.
Yeah. Her apartment / we commandeered it for our studio.
Yeah.
I know, and I very gracious. We move tables around. We
Nice. It's
She
great
has the
backdrop.
nicest home, that's why. And
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
the neatest home. So we're like,
Sure.
oh, yeah.
Because I have no kids and no pet.
I
They're
get
like,
it.
oh, you
Same.
don't have nothing in your living room. I said, yeah, it's all thrown in the other room.
So wonderful. I love that it's a dual podcast. It's good. Defeating Can't, and we have Inspired Aloha. So
Yay. I know I told Erin, Ma, are we here for Hawaiʻi Great Teachers? So we have our staff
Yes.
shirts on here for talk about camp. Or are we here
Yeah,
for
I like
Inspired by
that.
Aloha?
we're here for
So
all of
all
it.
three.
All three.
I definitely would love the audience to hear about Dr. Erin Thompson, professor at Leeward Community College and coordinator of
Wild.
Hawaiʻi Great Teachers Seminar, and then Amy. Is it Shiroma?
That's correct.
That's
Yay,
correct.
Amy.
And faculty at Kapiolani Community College, coordinator and collaborator also of Hawaiʻi Great Teachers Seminar, and both are co-host of Inspired by Aloha. So we've got that all
Wow,
out there in the world now.
Wow, we've never been interviewed, I realized.
Right. I mean, we interview each other all the time.
That's what we're doing today.
Yeah, I've been interviewed on our Kapiolani one,
Oh,
but like,
okay.
5 people listen to that one. So
we'll
no,
do
I'm just
both.
kidding. Just kidding.
We're-
Sheldon,
we're
if you're
so-
listening.
We'll just talk story and we'll get to the bottom of all of it, right?
Aw, we're so happy to be
Nice.
here, Andy. Thank you for
You
inviting
too.
us.
I
Oh,
really
thank you.
appreciate it. I would love my audience to get to know how we're connected, all about the work you're doing in the nonprofit. And obviously, I was connected through Colleen on Kauai, who is your
Woo-hoo.
colleague.
Yay, just make a lot of noises.
I like that. That works. That works. Yeah, she's wonderful. And she told me, I knew she was a teacher in community college, but I didn't really have an understanding of how engaged she was and all the things she was doing. And she told me about this and asked if I'd want to be part of it in terms of just supporting it however I could. And obviously, thanks for wearing the beanies today. And it was something I had in inventory. So I would love if you could share a little bit about what the nonprofit's about and what you did on the Big Island. And
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you again, Andy, for having us
Sure.
and for allowing us time and space to share a
Yeah,
little bit about the Hawaiʻi Great Teachers Seminar. It's actually, it was called the National Great Teachers Seminar, and it was started by an educational psychologist, David Gottschall, back in the 80s, I believe, who had, he just had this vision of creating a professional development opportunity that really focused on the diversity and the prior knowledge of teachers and just providing that space and time for them to connect with each other and to share and to support. If you've ever been in teaching, you know that it's a go, go, go type of a profession and you're constantly preparing or teaching or assessing and improving and finding that time to to just pause and talk to others in the field. It can be rare and it has to be scheduled. And so David Gottschall had that vision. And yeah, there's a whole history behind it. We're just really fortunate that it came to Hawaii. There's a group of people who brought it to Hawaii, Larry Fujinaka, Judy Kappenberg, Dennis Kaibara, Hiroshi Kato, there's Cindy Martin. There's a whole bunch of people who made it happen here in Hawaii. And so next year, we're doing our 35th.
35 years.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
35 years in Hawaii of doing this.
Is
That's-
it? Yeah.
That's
Yeah, it is.
phenomenal. And again, if you could just sort of outline, obviously it's bringing, I don't know if we want to call them the best of the best, but some of your top most engaged educators, and you take them, you fly them over to the Big Island. Is that correct? Is it always in the same place?
Oh, I have to speak now.
And Amy,
Well, I was smiling because it's an open invite to,
Oh, okay.
but they are the best of the best.
Yeah.
But it is an open invite. So we have faculty, counselors, staff, anyone that has an impact on teaching and working with students in the community colleges. So up until COVID, it was it's always been held at Kilauea Military Camp because of it's very spiritual there.
magical place.
It's a magical place.
Right,
It
'cause
really
it's
is
connected to the
magical.
volcano. Right?
And it's, and nobody can run away because there's nowhere for you to go.
Mhm.
So, it's a captured audience, and it's not like tent camping, like it's cabin camping, and
Sure.
the cabins are nice. And for a lot of instructors, it's the first time in years that they've been able to make time for themselves. And so up until COVID, it was open to all the community colleges in the UH system. And it was also open. There was I don't know how many seats they had open for continent, for community colleges on the continent to join. It would be 75% Hawaii and
Hawaii and
25% from the continent. And it was a mixed group. After COVID, the University of Hawaiʻi community colleges funded the program, and then the invitation was closed to just the University of Hawaiʻi system campuses. So that's where Erin and I come in. Cindy Martin retired, and Cindy, boot, Erin, it's your job now. And because it was funded completely by the University of Hawaiʻi system, then it was just close to 50 of faculty from UH community colleges. And this year we had West Oahu, University of Hawaii, West Oahu join us. And it's, people apply. And they come. And it's usually people who are kind of tired because they've done the assessments and all of that stuff. And they're just drained and tired. and they come together. Our lead facilitator is Dave Sherrill, and he is amazing.
He's a magical man.
He's
Yep.
magical. He's magical.
He's
We're
set
just, we're
in
just
stone.
talking about how magical he is, and he
Yeah.
inspires just so much insight
Mhm.
for the teachers. So, quick example: it has structure, but it has a lot of freedom for discussion and idea sharing and best practices, and let's help you through this challenge. And so they start. It's a they're with us for a week, and the beginning, some of them are very closed, and
Right.
and like, why am I here? My
Yeah.
my department chair told me to be here, and,
Right.
Yeah.
and then at the end they're crying, right,
Mhm.
feeling like they've
Yep.
been
I've seen it.
reinvigorated.
Great.
So
That's
we were
when you've got something.
yeah, so
That's
we were
amazing.
just talking
I
about
appreciate
how
that.
the seminar is great for beginning teachers who are just joining the profession, and maybe they've come from industry and now they're teaching.
We can't afford to
Um,
lose those. No?
Yeah.
Right.
So for the
Absolutely.
new person, then it's great for the person. Oh, I kind of know what I'm doing now.
Mhm.
So I go back to this seminar to share and learn from other people. And then maybe it's your 10-year mark and you're kind of tired.
Mhm.
And then it's your 20-year mark and you're like ready to retire, but not really.
Mhm.
So it has a space for anyone in any part of their journey in the higher ed system. And the best thing is when someone at the end, we have this closing circle where everybody shares. And the best thing is when someone that we didn't know, because they never shared the whole week, cries and says, I was
Right.
ready to turn in my resignation at the end of this next academic
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
And now I am encouraged to
Mhm.
continue.
Right.
And you're like,
It's really
Wow.
a space for Polina building or relationship building.
Mhm.
Teaching can be very isolating if
Sure.
if
You're
you don't make the
siloed in the
effort
classroom, right?
you're silent in the classroom.
yeah.
Maybe you have, a couple senior faculty you can reach out to possibly, but it can be very isolating. And, you come as a single teacher to this event, but you leave with 30 friends and colleagues. And we've had people that have gone on trips with each other after, or they keep
That's
in touch. They have
wonderful.
annual reunions,
Yeah.
and it's just a different level of bonding. So someone once called it summer camp for teachers. And I mean, it's a lot more than that, but it's that feeling of just community is
Yeah.
huge. And after COVID, I think, as Amy was saying, it was limited just to the University of Hawaiʻi community colleges for the attendees. And there is, you do miss something, some diversity by not having people outside of the UH system coming. But I think the importance of having it just within our UH community colleges at that time was COVID was very isolating. And, there's a lot of people there might have been people who were hired during COVID who didn't know anyone in our own UH system. So we kind of felt like, we need to take care of our people and help them build relationships on their campuses and, with their sister campuses. And that's what we need to focus on. And that's not to say that we won't ever have people from the continent invited, or even internationally invited to come to this this opportunity. But for the past couple of years, it has been just focused internally, and it's actually been really powerful.
I
It's been
think
a
that's
great
wonderful.
rebuilding.
Yeah. And part of my journey is I shared with Erin is community college or junior college is really where I got my restart, I'll call it, because I was not very successful in high school due to my own doing. But I joke that I love this show, Last Chance U, the concept of having this opportunity in front of you. And typically what I saw and experienced was just a lot of caring and passion at that level and opportunity to connect with teachers. And it was super powerful. I felt like I was amongst people that were in the same boat and were really trying to elevate themselves. And so I'm a big fan of what you're doing, and I'm a big fan of the community college system. And as we know, this day and age, the trades are so important. And I think really having the best of the best educators in there is really important. I wondered how you might share some of the specific problems or issues or things that people may not be aware of. Is there a common denominator or thread for those teachers when they're going through that at each level? You mentioned like 3 buckets.
Part of the seminar is, as we facilitate discussions, we also start to see themes that arise, and so a lot of times well, okay, I'm going to kind of backtrack a little bit. One of the things that I love about the Great Teachers movement from David Gottschall is that this was done, he created it for over 40 years ago. And the formula still works today. And I think it's because the structure is so well built that it allows the content to come from the participants, right? So the participants are the ones, that particular group comes up with what are the pressing issues that they're facing, at that time.
Okay.
And so every conference is similar, but also very different because all the participants are different.
Gotcha.
But I would say some of the general issues that are facing educators in higher ed, especially, is AI. AI is a big, how to work with it, how to
Sure.
use it effectively, how to have it help and not hinder the learning process. So that's something. Student engagement bringing is also always a hot topic. How to build community in the classroom, cultural, incorporating culture, culturally sustaining practices in pedagogy. Those are some of the main ones. Other ones that you can think of, Amy?
I think personally, a topic comes up every year is surviving burnout.
Oh, that's a
I
good
think
one. Yeah.
sometimes the teachers, the instructors say that they're stretched so thin because not only teaching, but they do a lot of other things. So,
Makes
so
sense.
that's always balance. We find that in our Gen Z instructors today, they are wanting more, wanting advice and best practices on maintaining balance, health, mental health, emotional
health.
wellness,
Sure.
family balance. And I feel old because I'm like, huh? you know?
Yeah, I
But
guess
I'm
our
like, wow.
generation,
We're
we,
from
we just stacked it up, right?
yeah,
We
we're
just
from
held it
the suck it
inside
up,
until we're
buttercup.
like 50, and then we're just
Yeah,
completely. So
right,
maybe that's
right.
the healthy way to go about it is,
Mm-hmm.
deal with the issues as it goes instead of just burying them till later.
Right,
But
right.
Absolutely.
And
I yeah
yeah, I feel like they come with the I just can't. This is why I'm like, oh yeah, I can't wait to talk to Andy.
yeah
I just can't anymore.
yeah
Mm-hmm.
But then,
But
yeah. Well,
can period.
I mean, the brand came about to a degree of solving a problem in my own work environment. I don't know if Erin shared, but I'm a fundraiser by trade and still am. And my staff at the time, we had huge goals and they didn't seem achievable even to myself, to be honest. And if can was stated, and I said there can't be an if in this scenario. We really
Mm-mm.
we have to tackle all the no can and sort of. So I think of it more as thoughtful problem solving, which is what you're doing. So that's why I love what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Is you're saying we recognize there are problems in your trade, in your work, in the classroom, but we have a collective group of people that can solve them for you. Because the biggest thing I think the common denominator of all trouble and trauma and drama in life is everyone's been through it to a degree, right? Maybe a little different. We've got AI, we've got different things, but it typically someone's been through something real similar so they can share that institutional or that past knowledge. So that's what you're doing. And I think that's huge for people. And for me, I haven't ever done any education. The brand has helped me get in and around teachers, but I think they should be uplifted and communities and society in general should recognize them in a heroic way. I mean, it's not easy work and they're not paid a great deal, but hopefully when they roll out of bed in the morning, they realize they have purpose, right? And a lot of people are looking for that. They get to go into a classroom and make a difference. And I think that's huge, that hopefully they get reminded of that because I would love to be able to impact students like that on a daily basis. Would be neat.
I agree with that, we need to uplift our educators, our teachers. I do. Okay, I'm biased, but I do feel they're the backbone of our society.
Yeah.
They are teaching the next generation. They're the
Yeah.
models, and they give so much of themselves. It's I was very fortunate for many years to be an instructor and counselor for a teacher education program, and so I used to say I love my students because most of them were told, don't go into teaching. It doesn't pay well. Don't be a teacher. It's hard work and stuff. And they still showed up anyway because something in their gut, was saying, no, this is where I need to be. And so they were creative, want to change the world types of people. And I just love that. And I was very fortunate to work with those types of students. And that's what we have to foster. And I think that's why we're so grateful to David Gottschall and to Dave Sherrill, to the Cindy Martins, to Della Teraoka, who was our vice president of community colleges, who brought it back and funded it for the past several years. We're very grateful to those who believed in it, because this is truly an event that uplifts teachers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's all about
that's
them.
it. Yeah, I love that. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
and they need that time and space to hear from each other and get
Right. And
get
to know
kind
they're
of
not
fired up for the
alone.
new year.
They're not alone in this. Someone understands. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's super cool. I've been working with some high schools and stuff locally on Kauai, and I've heard this common thread, right? It is a burnout scenario, and then AI and all those things. But I was curious if the fundamentals of learning are always going to be applicable, right? I mean, even if it's AI, it's like I tell people, you better become a prompt genius, better know all the levels. But I don't know
Yeah.
how that's impacting learning, but I still think you have to have basic confidence and understanding of how to learn, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, about learning how to use the AI tool to benefit you. Just stick things in there, then you just get whatever you get. Garbage in, garbage out, right? But yeah. I mean, there are people who are like, no, we're not going to use it ever. And I'm like, it's a little unrealistic.
Yeah, you're already using, I mean, you
right.
type something
You
into
use
Google. And
Google.
I mean, it's all kind of leveraging it to a degree, but yeah, that's wonderful stuff. And can you tell me a little bit about mission and focus and goals in terms of, I understand from Erin that you're looking for funding and you want to keep it going. And can you kind of give the lay of the land of what that looks like for you and what's important, just in case we have a listener on that wants to support what you're doing?
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh.
I know that's wonderful. Well, yeah, so again, the Hawaiʻi Great Teachers Seminar is about a week long.
Hey.
We provide all lodging and food and beverage, and we provide cultural experiences, a tour, swag. So there's a lot that comes in the transportation. So we're pretty much taking care of them from the moment they step off the plane. They are part of our family, and we embrace them and we take care of them for that whole week until it's time for them to pack up at 12 o'clock, and they're on the bus heading back to the airport, and we're waving aloha to them. So, it is a comprehensive package and doesn't come cheap. So there's cost to it. That's the reality of it. And so I'm very lucky that I have someone like Amy, who is my co-coordinator in this. She's my partner in terms of just making this happen. She has an extensive hospitality background, which really helps.
Yeah.
And as well as also is a hospitality professor. So
Oh,
she does
wow.
both sides.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big deal in
So
Vegas.
she teaches
I'm
it,
sure you
right.
have,
She teaches and
Yeah,
she does.
yeah.
Right. You know how they sometimes say, I don't like the saying, but they say, those who can't do teach. Well, Amy can do and teach. So she's been very instrumental. And then I also help to coordinate the event on the business side, the facility side, staffing. We do training for our staff. And so there's a lot of things that go into it. And of course, funding is one of them. And so we have been very fortunate, as I mentioned before, our former vice president of community colleges, Della Teraoka, was a champion of professional development, all different types of professional development, but she really believed in the Hawaiʻi Great Teachers Seminar. She was a participant and also a facilitator for many years. And as she rose the ranks, she remembered it and, set aside funding for our people to attend. But that can only go for so long. And this is something that we hope to see in perpetuity because it really changes lives. This is my role at my community college, at Libra Community College, is the coordinator for the Innovation Center for Teaching and Learning, which means I coordinate professional development for our faculty and staff.
Okay.
And so,
yeah.
So I see a lot of trainings and opportunities for growth and innovation, but the Hawaiʻi Great Teachers Seminar is truly one of the most impactful, if not the most impactful, professional development experience that I have witnessed. To have something change someone's mindset from I'm ready to put in my resignation letter to no, this is where I belong in 7 days, I think is pretty powerful.
Yeah, you nailed
Yeah.
it. And that you nailed that end piece. So that's the ROI, right? For a donor is like, if I give you my money, what's going to happen? And first off, I think what I love about it is that they love supporting greatness. That's just what I found is the common denominator for donors is they love great institutions and making sure they continue on and great teachers or great professionals in a nonprofit setting and the things that they're doing. So you've already highlighted that's what you're working with. You're trying to save them from burnout and all those other things and keep them engaged, performing at a high level. So I think it's a wonderful thing to support, and it's already has a great standing. It has great outcomes. So anyone that's listening, I highly encourage you to consider getting engaged with them, supporting them, or doing whatever you can do for this nonprofit. And I don't know if
Oh,
we,
yeah, so nice. And,
Cool.
you know, it's really Amy and I
yeah.
talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
It's an honor for us to be in this role, to do it, and it's
Yeah,
a
you're
lot
leaders.
of work.
Yeah,
and stuff.
you're doing.
It's a,
yeah,
but and every year I think to myself, oh, I wonder if it's. I really hope we'll have a really good seminar. I really hope everything will turn out. And as coordinators, there's always that little bit of
Sure.
concern. You want everything to go wonderfully for people, and it always does. So again, kudos to the originator, to David Gottschall, to our magic man, David Sherrill, to our facilitators every year, because they really have created something that seems almost fail proof, because
Sure.
every year people's lives are changed.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's super nice of you to say it that way, but obviously your leadership, and it's obviously in both of your DNA if you have a podcast inspired by Aloha. So it's not as if you're not bringing something to the table that's incredible energy and to keep that thing moving forward. So I would give you lots of credit for that. And it's awesome that, and I'm sure that sinking feeling every time you're like, I hope this works out, hope it's going to be successful. But it sounds like that pattern continues to be that, yeah, the outcome is, yeah, it's great. They had a wonderful time. They're more engaged. So hopefully people keep hearing about it and promoting it, and these concepts get out there, because the work I've done is that's what I see as teachers just burning out, or not getting the appropriate attention that they deserve, and the opportunity to have fun while also learning from their peers. So my pitch to anyone out there is that this is a wonderful program, and it's not a concept. It's solid footing. You've been doing it for 35 years. So keep charging.
Aw.
Yeah.
And we'd love to, it was fun to help support in a small way. And yeah,
Well,
Andy,
it gets cold up there.
it was
so
cold
when-
up there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
everybody is.
When
Luckily,
Colleen
I
said,
have a bunch
"Oh,
of beanies.
yeah, she's like,
So
oh, we got beanies. I'm like, oh my gosh. And it was so cool to see everyone with the beanies going out to overlook the volcano, because it was
Right.
like in the 40s.
Yeah.
And it don't get that cold in Hawaii. So everybody had their beanies on.
so cool.
And then there was a fight for, I want the orange one. And,
That's awesome.
and yeah, so thank you.
Yeah, we
Well, no,
appreciate
thank
you,
you.
Andy,
It's an
and
honor
your
to have them.
company, Can, for sponsoring and providing us with these beautiful beanies. We're just so taken aback, and also the gold cards.
Yeah.
that you
Hopefully
gave
that was
us.
neat. That's a cool cornerstone of the brand in my mind. Is I think you should write it down, and
Mhm.
I have a couple on my desk that I write down, and I have to see them every day and look at them and
You
consider
live
them,
it, yeah.
chasing those goals and dreams. So I hope others do that.
If we go back to that original question you had
Sure.
about mission and support,
Yeah.
curious, because we've been helping with coordination for the last 3 years since it's brought back after COVID and after Cindy. She was a guru after
Yeah,
she
Cindy
retired. It
Martin.
was a
What
lot
was her
of
name?
pressure. Her name was Cindy Martin, and it was a
Okay.
lot of pressure to not fail, because
She's amazing.
she
That's
coordinated
awesome.
this from the
Iconic, yeah.
beginning.
Yes.
So, but when we look at, I like to look every year, there's a list of awards and accolades and recognition that different campuses have, whether it's campus oriented or university system awards for teaching excellence. And I like to look through the list because I like to look at, wow, who went to Great Teachers last year? Oh, wow, who went to Great Teachers 2 years ago, or the years that we have facilitated, and sending notes of encouragement to them, like, wow, so awesome. Wow, I saw you on the news. Wow, you're doing
Oh, I
something.
love that.
your
You see
students,
impact.
yeah,
I
your
see what you mean.
yeah,
Yeah, they
I
went
know
through the
you're-
program
yeah.
and they've kind of held on to that, the soul of what what it was about, and they
Right.
maintained their. It's probably that cohort. They probably reach out to each other still, and
Right.
you built like a community within the community college.
Mhm.
Right. Right. Like there's no data to tell me, well, that gentleman
Mm.
who is culinary and took his students and they won this amazing culinary competition on the mainland. I mean, there's no data to say that, yeah, because you went to Greek teachers that, but
Yeah.
I think like, well, in some fashion, if what he took away helped him bring it back to the students in the classroom and create something amazing is wow.
Yeah.
We allowed this seminar allows that space to happen.
I love that. In the absence of metrics, stories always work.
That's right.
And
Storytelling
that's what people
is
love more than anything, to
foundational.
be honest, is that, especially that those outcome stories, and I loved you sharing, they show up a little bit closed, which is a neat pattern of most of these kinds of things in retreats and education. I went through leadership Kauai, and we were all a little unsure of
Mhm.
what it was going to be about. And now we're all best friends.
Yeah.
Right.
To a degree, a bunch of us are. I mean, some of my best friends I still to this day connect with. So I love that concept, and hopefully they get to lean into that even more, and you will. I don't have any doubt it'll continue on in some way, shape, or form. So
You
great
can
news.
you can tell that it works too, because we normally have a reunion maybe about 7 months
Yeah, I was going to ask
after.
about that. That's
Yeah,
always a
and
great thing.
so our University of Hawaiʻi Community Colleges system would have a system-wide one-day conference, and so we would always have a Hawaiʻi Great Teachers reunion session. And so, so people can choose to go to whatever session they want to, but our people always come back, and we're always the loudest session, and we always have to tell them, okay, stop, shh,
Yeah.
and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's a great time for people to reconnect, but many of them stay in contact with each other. And even we just finished our 34th Great Teachers this past June, and already I've seen a couple people since then, and it's like you're hugging family again, and I've gotten reports that people are collaborating, and like a DMed person and a math person are connecting with each other, and so things
Really
are
good.
happening, things are percolating. So,
Yeah.
and that's the whole point.
I have one of our ambassadors, Pohaku Ke Kaulua, just told me he's going back to school and to Kauai Community College to finish up and
Nice.
get his degree. So I'm
Terrific.
proud of him, and
Yay.
he's going to be
Right on,
engaged.
Pohaku.
Yay.
Yeah. And it's not easy, right, to fit that in, especially living in Hawaii.
Mhm.
The cost, the time allocation, the access to things, it's all a challenge. You have to, it's not as easy as it is on the mainland to say, I'm going to give this a shot. You really got to commit to, I think, to things like
Yeah.
that, because
Oh, that's a good
the
point.
sacrifices are going to be pretty tremendous for a lot of people, because they got to stop their third job or a second
Right.
job,
Mm.
unfortunately, and
Mhm.
they got family and all those things. So they deserve great teachers because
Mhm.
they're taking a real crack at improving themselves
Right.
at the detriment of the time and money they have
Right.
in their lives.
Sacrifice.
Yeah, the sacrifices I think are tremendous for people trying to find education in Hawaii. It just
Mhm.
isn't that easy.
That's one of the reasons why I love working for a community college. I love the idea of open access, that it's education for everyone, but I
Yeah.
also love commencement. I love when our students graduate. And a lot of times our students will be like, it's just my associates. I don't have to walk. I don't have to participate in commencement. But it's a symbol of the sacrifice. It's not just them who's earning the degree, but it's also their family and their friends who supported them, the teachers that love them, the counselors that support them, the janitors that kept the space clear. I mean, everybody has contributed, and of course they've done most of the effort, and it's their commitment, but it's a celebration. And I always tell them, this is the first of many degrees for you.
Yeah.
So this is an important one. So yeah, we should celebrate you at commencement. You deserve that.
I agree with that. I think any trajectory change in your life should be celebrated and remembered.
Yeah.
And that's
Mhm.
a significant one for most people, because they probably would have gone on to university or school after high school, but for whatever reason, it wasn't possible. So for them to get back on the horse and give it another go is
Yeah.
a huge trajectory change in your life.
Mhm.
And if you stick with it, I would guess that a lot of them continue on to either further education or at a minimum, they achieve that goal of the better job,
Right.
the more fulfilling career, whatever it might be. So I agree with that. I think they should all walk and consider that it is important where you start out.
Mhm.
It's key. So super cool.
Yeah. I think what's neat about community colleges and about the seminar is it brings different disciplines together. So you have the, general ed academic side with history teachers and math and English languages coming to this seminar with the trades, right? You have the culinary instructor. For me, it's hospitality. You have the carpenter instructor, the other year was the building design architect, um, drafting instructor, and you get just uh, all different perspectives that come together, and they all have different teaching styles
Yeah.
because one is trades related, one is science, biology, academic, and yet there's so much commonality
Mhm.
with teachers together
Right.
in the things that they have to go through. And so, like, when we think about the students that come through our programs, it's always the beginning in the fall semester, right? I'm here because I never test good enough to get into like UH.
Yeah.
So and then
That
and
was
then
me.
I never
Yeah.
have money,
Yeah.
so I'm here. And I'm like, uh, okay. And he goes, yeah. And my dad works in a hotel, and my mom works in a hotel, and they told me just come over here. So that's why I'm here. And I'm like, no. And everybody's like, and I'm like, no, that's fine. It's honest, right? Everyone has an honest story.
Yeah.
Someone
Yeah.
else like, oh, I really wanted to go to UNLV, but I can't afford to go there. And I
Yeah.
have to support
Yeah.
my mom because my dad died and I have to work. And so that's why I'm here.
Tough
right?
story.
So,
There's funny stories and tough stories. Yeah.
I'm like, oh. And then the 25, 6-year-old who says, well, I went straight to work and I know more than my manager. So that's why I'm here. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
good for you.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the semester, the student who says, well, I never get into UH and I never have money, that's why I'm here, whatever, is saying, oh, I love this program. I can't wait
Yeah.
for
It's
next
about the light
semester.
bulb
And you're
going
like, what?
on. I mean, it really is. That's what happened to me is I went on an athletic scholarship to a small JUCO in Idaho, College of Southern Idaho. And in high school, I didn't have my act together, but I had no confidence that I was capable of learning, or at a level that a university would want me. But I was decent at sports. So my coach thankfully said, you could still go to school. You can go to a junior college. Oh, okay. What's that all about? And I found myself similarly showing up with that of just not sure, insecure about the whole thing, but I was there. And luckily the teachers, the experience, the light bulb turned on, and I was like, oh, I have my own form of learning methods, and I'm going to attack this. And then you get a little confidence, then you get super stoked. And the next thing you know, you're like, oh, all those can'ts weren't real.
Yeah.
I manufactured most of those in my
Mm-hmm.
mind because whatever
Right.
reason I didn't have that confidence in high school, and you get that fresh start. And
Yeah.
so I encourage people to
Mm.
take it on because you learn so much, I think, about yourself when you take those risks in
Yeah.
education. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes for those who come to community college, this is the first time that they're really in a higher ed environment, and
yeah,
this is their testing ground. And
yeah,
again, when you pass the class or you do well on an assignment or you get a certificate or get the degree, those are wins that
yeah.
prove to you over and over again and validate you and say, no, I belong here.
It's
This is for me.
adulting.
We're
And
still working on that. No,
yeah, I mean, it's seriously, so I work, I've worked doing fundraising in healthcare, and then more recently I've been in military work within the Coast Guard. I've worked with Medal of Honor recipients and others, and the backbone of those individuals is their experience within the military that gave them the fundamentals to really grow up and learn how to become successful. And you're delivering those same things. You're building their own value set, the conditions of how to be successful in life, how to show up, simple things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
it's important that you learn them and figure them out. And the pattern you don't realize of success is there. You just pick it up, and now next thing you know, you're applying it in your job or the next institution you go to. So a lot of people don't realize that that's occurring for them, but you're providing that to them. So another reason to salute the educators, and especially those community college settings. So I want to hear more about Inspired by Aloha. Can you tell me? Can we just segue to that for a moment?
Yeah, sure. I feel like we found a kindred spirit in you, Andy, because,
Okay.
we love your mindset. We love the idea of CAN.
Sure. Awesome.
And I think Inspired by Aloha has that kind of foundational belief system too. And it actually came out of a lunch that we have a third person in our Inspired by Aloha podcast, Shireen. And so Amy, Shireen, and I have been longtime friends
Oh, wow. Okay.
since college days, since the dorm days. And, we've kept in touch over the years. And this actually happened during COVID, where we were having lunch and we're talking about the state of the world and how
It's gonna
it's like it was so isolating and it was
Yeah.
so sad. There's so
Yeah.
much sad news. I mean, we kind of
Yeah.
forget what it was like, but it was very isolating at one point during COVID. And we're like, we need to spotlight the good in the world. There's so much good and there's so much aloha. And aloha is a very heavy, beautiful, complex,
Very complex
deep-rooted
concept. Yeah. I mean,
concept.
it ended up being a greeting, but it's so much more that people don't realize.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
so we're inspired by it, and we see ordinary people doing these inspirational, extraordinary acts of aloha every day. And so we just wanted to have a platform where we could spotlight and showcase those people and
Love that.
hopefully make people laugh. And Amy is an amazing storyteller. So
So Erin's like, let's do a podcast. And then Shireen and I were like, how do we do that? We lab. Let's get the book, Podcast for Dummies.
Yeah.
So we actually did that. Met with a friend of Erin's who has her own podcast. And then I met with a friend who does podcasting at Kapiolani Community College. And then we just said, okay, let's just do it.
Mhm.
And then our friend's daughter, I was like, can you create a logo for us? These are some of our favorite things about
Yeah.
Hawaii. And then she created this.
Yeah, it's
logo
really
for
pretty.
us.
I love that. And yeah.
And and then we're like, okay, let's just interview friends.
Yeah, I mean, that's right. That's how you
what
start. I mean, you're not
That's what we
gonna.
started with. Friends that we knew that were doing amazing
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then last year we're like, we want to interview this person and this person. We're like, oh, those are strangers. And yeah, it's just been wonderful to meet
That's
you
awesome.
people.
Yeah, it's been. Sometimes I think it's more for us. Like, we don't have the fun time.
Yeah, we're very
And we just kind of
infrequent, right? 'Cause
people-
we all work full time and we have
Yeah,
different things.
that's
And so
same with me. It's
Mhm.
not something trying to monetize. I mean, it helps me. It was one of the ways I could talk about the brand and
Yeah.
share.
Mhm.
I'm horrible at social media. I don't have the talents to do film and I thought, well, I could talk to people that are repping the brand, connected to the brand, some of the things I'm passionate about in education, where I want to take the brand.
Yeah.
Let's have those people on, and maybe it'll help. Obviously, it's a business, so I needed people to learn about who we are, what we're about, and grow it that way. So similarly, that's how I thought of it in the same fashion. As I was like, this is an outlet for me to share what the brand's about and concepts related. So
Yeah.
I appreciate what you're up to with it.
So we had a student. I had a student. She just graduated last semester, and she told me, "Oh, I put your podcast on while I'm studying." I'm like, "What? What? You're like our number one fan." It's so cute, She's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
because it's always a positive message." And I
Yeah.
said, "Yes,
That's great.
it's about inspiring aloha in our daily life." And so it's funny. Like we'll go to things, and there was a lady. I was at a Leeward Community College event, and this lady comes up to me. She goes, "I know your voice," and then I freaked me out. I was like, "What? What do you mean you know my voice?" And she goes, "No, on the podcast." And I said, "Oh, the podcast!" Right in that environment, I'm like, "How come you know my voice? Like,
Yeah.
are you in my class? Like, who are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, who are you? What is your name?" "Oh, I'm so and so. I work here and I follow Erin's podcast." And I started laughing. I'm like, "Oh, how funny." I was like, that's so funny. But
Yeah, you need those. You need those every once in a while. Like kind of the way I do it. I feel like I do it, then I don't want to know anything. I just wanted to finish it and get it out in the world because I was so anxious about how it turned out and what people think. And so you want feedback, but you also are hesitant to like pursue it. I don't like try to promote it really too much, which is ridiculous because I'm trying to sell a brand and t-shirts and things, but these are my struggles. I just gotta fight through them. But my wife recently told me that she was listening to it, and I, my stomach, dropped, and I was like, oh man, how's this gonna go? She's like, wow, it's really pretty good.
Oh
my
see,
gosh.
and that's the most important
Oh,
opinion
totally.
right
I was like,
there.
oh great, now I'm
So-
done. Now I
right.
went over the most important verse.
Yeah,
Now I
that's
don't need to do this
great.
anymore.
Mhm.
No, it was those little things though are huge for our fragile egos, right? So
Yeah.
we'll just keep it up. Yeah.
Yeah. I think what's helped is the mindset that we do what we do, and those who it reaches and it impacts them, it was meant to be. And for
Sure.
those who
Yeah, that's how
don't,
I see
then
it too.
good luck to you, and hope you find the thing that does inspire you. So
I like that a lot.
all we could do is just be ourselves.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there's critics, right? People will say
Oh, yeah.
things, and usually it's to Erin, and we tell Erin, no, don't be discouraged.
Can't
Don't be
imagine.
discouraged.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Be inspired
Well-
by Aloha. That's what
So don't be discouraged.
can.
So
Yeah.
we people who come and talk with us,
Mhm,
we support
mhm.
them in the work that they do and the work that
Yes.
they do for Hawaii, and
Yep.
and that's important. And it's just for fun,
It's for fun.
Yeah.
It's to showcase
Yeah,
the good, man. Showcase the good in life.
there's something that's still in Hawaii that is aloha, that is real, right? There's a kindness, an effort to support each other and give back, and a thoughtfulness that's there. And I don't know if it's because smaller communities and they know each other more, or I don't know what the exact formula is, but it's real. It's not always easy to open that can, right? Like, and I joke when I moved to Kauai, I called it a series of interviews, not meeting people, because they want to get to know, like what you're really all about, right?
Mm.
But once they do, they're all in.
Yeah.
And you feel like, I think of that now and I get chicken skin, and I'm like, oh, you got to level up your aloha. Like I picture it like a tennis match. Like, they're going to hit that aloha back even harder. You know what I mean? Like, you do something for them, they're going to do something for you. So it's just this like perpetual thing that was my experience, that was life-changing to a degree, because you're like, oh, it's such a beautiful part of humanity that's out there,
Yeah.
And I mean, people everywhere. But it was just, there's something really beautiful about that experience and going through it that I recall and enjoy thinking about. So I appreciate the concept, and that you're sort of sharing that, I think is what I'm understanding.
Well, that's a good point you make about it's hard to describe. I lived on Kauai too, and that is a remarkable island community that
Yeah, it really is.
it's a really beautiful community. And we live on Oahu, it's so busy, but people are still really nice.
Yeah, still wonderful. Yeah. Yeah.
And so we get students. So my first career was in hotel management, and then I've been teaching now for maybe 10 years. And, we have students that come to us from the mainland or from international countries. And usually the student from the mainland, they're from whatever, California or Texas or wherever they're from. And then we have group projects, and they're with the local student. And then there's a disconnect, right? And I see it all the time in the hotel world, right, where we have a manager from the continent and overseeing a whole bunch of Hawaii people, and then there's a disconnect. And so it's been fun in these years when they have conflict and they come to me and they're like, oh, I don't like working with her because she don't listen. And then the mainland student's like, I don't know why she's so mean to me, And then I laugh. I'm like, oh, there's disconnect right here.
Yeah.
And then I meet with them separately. And then like for the one from the continent, right? I'm like, in Hawaii, there's so much said in the unsaid.
Yes.
You have to look at the body language of the
Oh,
person that's
so
talking
important.
to
Its
you.
own language.
You have to listen
Yes.
to the tone of the voice.
Oh, it's
She
so
said,
important.
yeah, it's okay, you leave. But she didn't say, oh, yeah, it's okay, you leave. She said, yeah, if you got to go, you got to go. That is not the same thing, right? And so
it's
the
not.
student's like,
It's not.
oh, why
It's
doesn't
not.
she just say that she didn't
Yeah.
want me to leave? I said, because that's not what we do in Hawaii, because she didn't want to be rude. You know, you got to go, you got to go. But I said that you need to learn how to read Hawaii people. And then for the local person, I'm like, okay, you need to understand that this person is literal.
Yeah.
When you said if you go, well, if you gotta go, then it's okay. I said, then she really felt that it was okay to go. Well, why she wouldn't go? I said it was okay. Why you really mean it? I said, then you need to learn how to communicate that way also, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like building managerial skills here,
Sure,
you know, because
sure.
you're gonna have to oversee each other's culture, and it's fun. To me, it's fun. For them, it's like excruciating. But you know, I look at them like, this is funny. Let's talk about it. And that's what makes
And this is the
Hawaii so
training
special.
ground. This is
Right.
where you work out all the kinks.
And I
so
tell
that
them,
when
you
you
make all your mistakes here, piss
Yep.
off people here
Yep.
in the college setting, because once you go to the work world, then hopefully you've learned
you'll
here
be prepared.
and you'll be a better person.
Yeah.
Fail
you
as
start working.
fast as you can in school.
Yep. Fail. Yep. Fail
And,
fast. Fail hard.
and you know,
And celebrate it, man. Celebrate
yeah,
the
and learn
fails.
it. I mean, I think that's the cool part about teachers is that they understand that students are there to work that out, right? I mean, they're there to try things and experiment and fail and learn from it.
Yeah, thank you. It is a great opportunity to be a mentor to students. Yeah, absolutely.
Probably should wrap it up, or our editing will be for hours.
No need to edit.
Yeah,
just
no
go.
None of
But
edits. Okay.
This is authentic.
Oh,
Andy's very busy.
nah.
There'll be no editing in
No,
this podcast.
there we go. There we go. That was a perfect lesson. And geez, he just said goodbye, I think. He didn't even.
Yeah. Very smooth.
Yeah. No, I love this. I would hang out with you guys all day.
Well, let us know when you come back to Hawaii to visit.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm coming in September, but I'm on Kauai.
Okay.
come see me.
Nice.
Maybe
Very
I'll
nice.
find me someone that wants to carry the can brand in a store there, and
Oh,
good
beautiful.
luck.
I'll
Good
come
luck.
visit you.
Terrific.
I would love
Yeah.
that. And
Well,
then
we
I'll-
love your products.
Yes.
Well, thank you. I'm
We're wearing
working,
them.
working hard to keep it
Yeah, we
going.
love them.
I so
Very good.
appreciate it.
Philosophy
And
behind it is
thanks
spot on.
for representing it and letting me kind of partner with you guys, and we can do another podcast someday. I would love that
That
too.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking with you
We'll have you
guys.
come on Inspired by Aloha.
Yeah.
I would love that.
absolutely.
Yeah,
We
let's
can
do
learn
it.
more
Yes,
about
we can learn
that.
more about you.
The spirit
Yeah,
of
sure,
Can.
sure.
Oh, yeah.
Schedule it.
Sounds good.
I don't think I've been interviewed yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Okay.
first,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
No one's ever
Well,
asked, so that would be awesome.
well, Colleen has said great things about you
Yeah.
and your brand, and we're
I
so
love her. I love that
grateful for
family.
you.
That family is
Yeah, thank you,
that
Colleen.
have that entire family on your podcast. They were
there's a,
amazing.
yeah,
And,
they're inspirational.
Yeah, they
and,
very much.
and your
are.
support of Hawaiʻi Great Teachers, that was really
Yep,
awesome.
thank
and,
you.
yeah,
Well,
and we
we'll
hope
keep it
for
up.
many more years to come.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do
more
it again.
years.
We'll prepare for next year.
All right.
keep it
Excellent.
rolling.
Good.
Yeah.
35th next year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's huge.
35
All right.
years.
That's awesome.
Mahalo, Andy.
Okay.
Thank you, Andy. Malo
Thank
Mopono.
you.
Thanks for everything.
Thank you both very
Thank you.
much.
Struggle is true. All my people stand firm, and I will stand with you. Struggle is real.